I want to start a new world and talk about stuff while I play. So this will be me doing that. I don't have any specific goals for this world. I just want to play it. Mostly it'll be all recorded and uploaded, but by the end of this video, I will have some sort of house. That's like the goal. But for now, I want to talk about something personal to me, something I really haven't told anyone. Some parts I will go into detail, and some parts I'll leave extremely vague. So I guess I should begin all the way at the start. So around a year and a half ago, I got a job at my local Walmart. I became decent friends with a lot of the people I worked with, and it was great for a good 2 months in. There was one guy that I worked with who I became really good friends with, or so I thought. This guy, we'll call him Bode, just for the sake of privacy. Yes, there's a reason for that name. So me and Bode got to talking, and I had a car, and he didn't. It turned out Bode lived roughly 5 minutes away from me, so me being the great guy I am, I gave him rides to and from work every day, and we always worked the same shift, so it really wasn't a problem for me. We hung out every now and then, became real good friends. After a while, me and Bode were at work, and this girl walked by us. I'll call her Stuffy. And my God, when I saw her, I really was starstruck. In a sense to where the people around me realized I liked her just by the way I looked at her. I didn't know her name or anything. Eventually I figured out she worked there, and I read her badge. I read her badge to get her name. But for a few days, we never talked. She'd walk by me later in the day, a handful of times. Nothing ever happened. Until one day, I was playing the claw machine on my break later into the night. And I won, so I was carrying the stuffed animal around, and she saw it. Turns out she really liked stuffed animals to the point to where she wanted the one that I had won. And that's when I shot my shot with her, so to say. I still remember exactly what I told her. I had told her that, you know what? I'll give it to you if you can give me your number. And then I proceeded to call her very pretty. And then she gave it to me. She took the stuffed animal and she hugged me. As she walked away, I swear the people next to me could feel my heart pounding in my chest. And since that day, we texted every day. We hit it off near instantly. And mind you, this was really the first girl I was with romantically and physically, so this will always hold a special place in my heart. Eventually, one day though, I got sick, and I couldn't bring Bode home. Stuffy offered to bring him home. A little later the next night, she told me she needed to talk to me, and it was very important. She goes, "We need to talk." And eventually, once we start talking, she eventually starts bawling her eyes out to me. She tells me that last night when she brought him home, they kissed. And before she left, she was obvious. Ugh. She was sitting there bawling her eyes out. She was telling me they kissed that night before she left. And obviously, I was hurt. I kept asking questions about what happened. It turns out Bo initiated that onto her. And she pushed him off. I told her, it hurt me figuring that out, but it's okay. Because she did push him away. She told him to stop all that. Eventually, I talked to Bode myself and asked him. I said, why would he do that? Especially when he knows the way I felt about her and how we were hanging out. He said it felt like the right thing to do and that he made a move and everything went down just like she said. And I mean, think about it real quick. What do you mean it felt like the right thing to do? You clearly knew me and her had stuff going on. We had feelings for each other and we were hanging out. And you proceeded to kiss her? Like, that's crazy to me. Because that's seriously crazy to me. What do you mean it felt like the right thing to do? But from then going on forward, I told her, I said I wasn't comfortable with her bringing him home ever. And she understood that. Eventually, me and Stuffy's relationship, we kept going. We went further and further, spending more time with each other, going on dates. One night, she wanted to hang out. We were texting ahead of time. Eventually, she stopped answering. And about an hour or so, she texted back saying, sorry, she was in the shower. She was actually just going to go to bed. but something in my gut didn't feel right. I was already on the way there to her house, so I just drove by. As I passed by, I noticed Stuffy's car wasn't there, and that left this sinking feeling in my chest, and I just didn't stop driving for the rest of the night. I was crying and driving for about 3 to 4 hours. Eventually, I stopped around 2 a.m. I stopped on the side of the road. I sat by the bayou side. I was just staring out over the water. Then I texted her back and I said, "Okay." That's all I said. I just said, "Okay." In hindsight, I probably should have confronted her right there, but I didn't. I didn't want to explode because right now, in that moment, I was an emotional wreck at the time. Later the next day, we had a date planned, and it went great. Everything was fine. We were joking. We were having a great time. On the way home, she kept saying she had to tell me something, but never got back to it. Eventually, she ended up falling asleep on the way home. I still remember everything about that day, where we went, what we ate, the jokes we told, even down to the scent of her perfume. On the way home, when she fell asleep, I moved one of my mirrors in my car to point to her so I could see her face as she was sleeping. And I remember feeling at peace in the moment of seeing her sleep, sh being so comfortable around me. It was amazing to me. Eventually, I got her home. We hugged and kissed, and she told me she had a great time, and I left eventually. Bo texted me asking me if she talked to me about anything. I said nothing serious that comes to mind, and he sends me photos, and these photos destroyed me. The photos were of hickeys she left on his neck the night before. It turns out that the night before, when she wasn't texting me back, they had hooked up. And from that point, I told Bo to never talk to me again and to keep it strictly business between us. With the emotional ball of sadness and rage I had, I started blowing up her phone, calling it, texting it, to no reply. And eventually she answers and simply asked me, how bad did she hurt me? I told her, and I quote, "It's not even the fact that you hurt me or cheated, it's the fact that you proceeded to carry on with me like nothing happened." I kept repeating that she should have just told me the truth, and I wouldn't have felt as bad. Whether that was true or not, I would have honestly rather her have just told me that, hey, we did this, and I'd rather be with him. Because at the end of the day, I just rather her tell me the truth. Rather anyone tell me the truth, actually. I remember that night as clear as day. I couldn't sleep. I was up all night crying off and on. She would keep trying to text and call me, and eventually I would stop answering. I couldn't bring myself to block her, and I honestly don't think I ever will be able to. I no longer have any belongings or remnants of her besides the text between us. I want to share the last text she sent me with you. She I want to share the last text she sent me. It says it says, "I'm truly sorry for the pain I've caused you. I shouldn't have done what I did. And if you ever gave me a second chance, it will never happen again. I'm sorry and I love you. If you don't want to talk to me ever again, I understand." And to this day, I still go back and read a lot of the messages we sent back and forth to each other. Even through all the emotional turmoil she put me through, I still sit here and think of her fondly and remember how fun it was and how peaceful it felt to be with her. Her hair, the way it curled, it had a hint of red to it. You can tell she dyed her hair a while ago and the color faded. The way her cheeks puffed out when she smiled, the sound of her giggle when we would joke, her eyes and the way she would stare. Even when she was frustrated, she looked amazing. But I know no matter how I feel, I can never go back to try and be with her. It wouldn't be good nor healthy. I don't think I could ever move past what she did and how she went about it. And as for Bode, we still work together. Not directly together anymore, but still within a decently close proximity. We don't really talk to each other. We just we just say hey to each other. Maybe exchange a few words here and there, but it can never go back to the way it was before. This past week, it's been like I can't get her out of my head again. Constantly think of her in little ways to big ways. I sleep and I see her in my dreams. I wake up from those dreams and I'll be crying. And it sucks. I can't get her out of my head. I don't know when I'll stop missing her, and I don't know if I ever will. And as for Stuffy, if you're seeing this, I'm sorry I never decided to talk back to you. I'm sorry I thought if I walked away from it after, it would hurt less. And I'm sorry that I pushed you away to the point I wasn't enough for you. I love you deeply, and that won't change. I still see you from time to time, and I still get those flutters and mini panic attacks when I see you, as if it's the first time I'm meeting you again. Alright, this house looks awful. I'm sure it'll look better over the course of me playing. I was going for a Hobbit hole style, but it definitely didn't come out right. I've been doing this for about an hour and a half. I'm going to sleep, man.